Hi students, this is main lesson 2 in continuity. In the last class we have seen how to define continuity and how to find continuity at a point, continuity at a particular point. Here what we do is continuity in an interval. So this is the concept we have to study. Actually there is no much difference. Say take for example f of x equal to any function. Let us take for example 2x plus 1. Say x belongs to, let us take an interval, say 2 to 3. 2 to 3. Now I can find whether the function is continuous at, for example, 2.1, because we know the definition. A function is continuous if f of x as extends to a, this should be equal to f of e. So this is the condition for continuity. Now here suppose I want to find the continuity at say 2.2, any point in between 2 and 3. Now what I can do is find the limit of this one at a equal to 2.2, then also find 2.2, then it is continuous. This is what we have done. Now instead of this, if the question is show that this function is continuous in the entire interval 2 to 3, then what to do? So the method is, in this case, so what you have to do is take a particular point x equal to, say, don't fix the value, you take for example c. Then what c is any point which belongs to this interval 2 to 3. Closed interval means it can be any value between 2 to 3 including 2 and 3. So we are not specifically giving the value for c, it is general. So that is called arbitrary point. Therefore now what I have to do is I have to find limit of f of x as extends to c. This equal to limit of extends to c. F of x is what? It is 2x plus 1. Now this will be equal to x is any value between 2 and 3. So I can directly substitute this is 2c plus 1, but this is nothing but f of c. So this satisfies the condition of continuity, that is limit of f of x as extends to c equal to f of c. Therefore now I can say at c function is continuous, but c is an arbitrary point, means it can be any value between 2 and 3 including 2 and 3. So we have to say that f is continuous in 2 to 3. So this is the meaning of continuity. Here you have to be very clear with one thing. Since the given interval is closed interval, you cannot find the left limit because 2 is already included here. So in this case, if you want to find the left limit at this point, you cannot find. Therefore what I have to do is simply limit of f of x as extends to 2 plus I can find. Similarly, right side, see 3 is the last value and it is closed interval, 3 is included. So I cannot take the right handed limit. So here it is minus, I am sorry. And here I cannot take the plus limit of. So these two has no meaning. So that you should remember. X tends to 3 plus, because I cannot take any value more than 3. So in case of closed interval, I can find limit of f of x as extends to 2 only right-handed, right-handed limit, but I cannot find this. Similarly, this one. This is the understanding which you should have. So with this definition, actually, so therefore we can define the continuity in an interval like this. You take any function f of x, any function, real function f of x. Suppose it is defined in an interval like, then the function is said to be continuous if at any point x equal to c belonging to I, limit of f of x as extends to c, this should be f of c instead of a particular point. Then we can definitely say that this function is continuous. So this is the meaning. Now let us discuss a few examples first. how to find the continuity of a given function in a given interval. Let us say, for example, first one is discuss the continuity of f of x equal to mod x belonging to R. So that means the entire real number is given. Interval itself is minus infinity to plus infinity. We have to discuss. That means, see, whenever this type of question is posed, discuss means what? We have to find where it is continuous and where it is not continuous. So this is the thing. So first let us take f of x, I can write as minus x negative and plus x positive including 0. So now what I do is, I consider any point here in negative side. Then I check whether it is continuous. Any point, arbitrary point. If it is continuous at that arbitrary point, my conclusion is that it is continuous everywhere in this interval. So that is the idea. Same thing I will do with positive also. I will take one value in the positive side and then see. Then I will check whether it is continuous or not. And then I will also check the continuity at 0, because here I have to check continuity by taking left limit and right limit. As I told you in the last class, whenever there is a change in the function, you have to take left limit, right limit. Now what I have to do is I have to consider 3 different cases. So case 1 is, in this case 1, say x is less than 0, then f of x will be minus x. Definition. Now what I do is, consider, let c belong to this one, say minus infinity to 0. That means this interval. So now what I have to check is whether the function is continuous at c. Suppose it is continuous at c, it is continuous everywhere. Therefore what I do is, now limit of f of x as extends to c. C is the arbitrary point. So this I will do. This is limit extends to c. Then what I have to do is minus x I have to write, because whenever x is less than 0, f of x itself is minus x. Now I can directly substitute x equal to c because it is not indeterminate form. So this is minus c. Also, what is f of c? F of c is also minus c, because c is negative. Whenever x is negative, I have to write minus x. So it is. So you can see here, this is also minus c, this is also minus c. Therefore, this implies f is continuous whenever x is negative. So this is the first case. Now, I will take the second case. Here only I will show you, because I need not do case 2. I will take positive. See, this is the thing. Now what I have to do is, let c belongs to here. Instead of this one, I have to write 0 to infinity, because it is positive. F of x. What I have to do is, here it is positive, because whenever x is positive, it is x. So it is x. Here it is c. And once again you see here, f of c is plus c, because whenever x is positive, f of c is c. So f is continuous for more than 0 also. So the first case and second case, they are almost same. Only thing is, you have to change the sign here, x positive, x negative, and of course accordingly you have to do. So this is the 2 cases. But my argument is, no, I can say this much. Whenever x is negative, it is continuous. Whenever x is positive also, it is continuous for all values. But now there is one problem. At 0 I have to check, because that point may be discontinuous point. We don't know. Therefore what we have to do is, case 3 we have to discuss like this now. Case 3 is, so let me write case 3 at x equal to 0 I have to check. So now let me take first limit of f of x as extends to 0 minus, because x equal to 0, if you want to find the limit, I have to take the left limit and I have to take the right limit. I made it very clear. Here I have to take both left and right limit, because at 0 function changes. So this means, actually, then we have done this question actually in the last lesson also. X tends to 0. x is going to 0 minus means it is less than 0, therefore I have to write here minus x. So this is minus 0, this is 0. Same thing here, limit f of x tends to 0 plus, same thing, limit x as x tends to 0, because when x tending to 0 means it is more than 0, functional value is x, so this is 0. So left limit is also 0, the right limit is also 0, but that is not, definitely limit exists. So limit I can say therefore f of x as x tends to 0, this implies actually 0. But that is not sufficient condition, because limit exists, no problem. I have to also check what is f of 0. And f of 0 you can see here, including 0 it is x, therefore this is also 0. So look here, limit of f of x as x tends to 0 is 0, and f of 0 is also 0. Therefore these two are equal, so the function is continuous. So what happened now? Negative also it is continuous, x negative. X positive also it is continuous for all values, very important. X equal to 0 also continuous, means this is a continuous function. So the conclusion is that f of x equal to mod x is a continuous function for any value of x. That means it is continuous in its domain. So this is the first example. So here the question is always discuss. That means you should find where the function is continuous and where the function is not continuous. Let us take, for example, second one is, I will take a few questions from textbook only. F of x equal to, let us take, say, x plus 2. X plus 2. When x is less than 1 and it is 0 when x equal to 1 and it is x minus 2, x more than 1. So this is the function. So for all values less than 1, it is x plus 2. All values equal to x equal to 1, it is 0. And x more than 1, it is 2. So actually, this is the transition point. Now what I have to do is, just like the previous question, I have to discuss the continuity of this, means where it is continuous, that means in which interval it is continuous, and in which at which point it is discontinuous, I have to find. So now first case is therefore case 1. So let me take x is less than 1. X is less than 1. So f of x equal to, it is x plus 2. X plus 2. Now I have to check whether this function is continuous for all values less than 1. So what I have to do is take x equal to c. At that point you check. Therefore let x equal to c be any point in the interval. What do I mean by x less than 1? It is from minus infinity to 1, open interval. Any point. That means arbitrary point I am taking. Now what I do is, limit of f of x as x tends to c, I will find. And this will be equal to limit of f of x is what? It is x plus 2. Then x tends to c. Definitely it is c plus 2. But what is c plus 2? Here only I can write this is f of c only. You can see very well here. If you substitute x equal to c here, you get f of c equal to c plus 2. So what is the conclusion therefore? Limit is same as the value of the function at that point. This implies f is continuous at x equal to c. Now what about this c? This is an arbitrary point, therefore it should be continuous everywhere. So I have tried, therefore this is continuous at all x belonging to this interval, minus infinity to 1. This is the case 1. So now same way I will do here only, so that it is more convenient for you also. I also will be need not write everything. Case 2, what I do is I will take more than 1. More than 1. See here what I have to do is, other things are same. More than 1, it is x minus 2. Therefore I have to write here x minus 2. This is the second case. And which point is x equal to c be any point, but in which interval? It is in the interval 1 to infinity. See, this is how actually we are changing different cases, that's all. So now what is f of x as x tends to c? I have to write here x minus 2 once again. This is minus 2. This also becomes minus 2. And this also, this is f of c only, you can see very well. So here only thing which I have to change is x belongs to 1 to infinity. So here it is continuous, here also it is continuous, but now I have to check whether it is continuous at x equal to 0. So that is the only point which is remaining. So I will remove this one and then let me check whether it is continuous at x equal to 0. Now case 3 is case 3. So what we do is, let us take x equal to 0. So here what I have to do is, x equal to 1, I am very sorry, x equal to 1, x equal to 1. Now at x equal to 1, function changes. See, left side of 1, this is a function, right side of 1, this is a function. So I have to consider left limit separately and right limit separately. Now let us consider this limit of f of x as x tends to 1 minus, I will take 1 minus means what? It is less than 1. So now this is limit of x tends to 1. What do you mean by 1 minus 1? 1 minus 1, x less than 1 means function is x plus 2. So I have to write x plus 2. Now can I substitute? Yes, it is not indeterminate form. Directly I can substitute 1 plus 2, this is 3. Same way, let us take limit f of x as x tends to 1 plus. So this will be equal to, this is also same as, now 1 plus means more than 1, I have to take this function. So it is x minus 2, then x tends to 1 only I have to write here. So this is 1 minus 2, which is minus 1. So what happens is left-handed limit is not equal to right-handed limit. So this means limit itself does not exist. So limit does not exist. Whenever limit does not exist, it has to be discontinuous. So this point is a point of discontinuity. Therefore you have to write function is discontinuous at x equal to 1. So this is the second question. Now let us study some of the standard results. See, this is one method. Given any function using this concept, that is, if whenever we want to check whether the function is continuous in a given interval, take an arbitrary point and find it. That is one method. But there are some standard results which you can prove, so that those things we can use as result, that is the theorem, so that our argument and calculation becomes less. So this is what we have to do. Let me take some theorems, standard theorems. First theorem is this. First theorem is every, we can write this way, the function f of x equal to, say, k is a constant function, sorry, continuous function. So here afterwards, therefore, if you take this as theorem, here afterwards, whenever a constant function is given, immediately we can say it is continuous. No need to prove it. So how to prove this one? So proof is actually very, very simple. Consider f of x equal to k and x belongs to R, because it is defined for all real values. Now what I do is, I will show that this function is continuous at x equal to c. What is c? It is arbitrary point. Since it is arbitrary point, it should be continuous everywhere. That is the idea. Therefore now let x equal to c be any point in R. That means the entire interval minus infinity to plus infinity. Now what I do is, I will consider limit of f of x as x tends to say c. This equal to limit of, what is f of x now? It is k, constant k, x tends to c. But what is this one? Limit of any constant with respect to any variable x tending to c, this is k only. But now, what about f of c also? So this is one thing. What about f of c? This is also k only, because f of x is k means it should be k for c also. So limit also same, value at the function is also same, of the function at c is also same. This implies f is continuous at x equal to c. As I told you already, since c is an arbitrary point, any point, it should be true for all values. This implies f is continuous at all x belonging to R. So, constant function is a continuous function. So, this is what we have proved. This is first theorem. Similarly, let me change here only. F of x equal to x is a continuous function. That is the second theorem. F of x equal to instead of x. So, what is f of x equal to x? This is called identity function. We have defined this one already. So, identity, show that identity function is a continuous function. So, let us take once again prove. This is also very simple. Consider f of x equal to x and x belonging to R. This is defined for the entire real number. So, x belonging to R. How to show that it is continuous? So, let me take now, let's say method, let x equal to c belong to R, any point, arbitrary point. Now, what I have to do? Take limit of f of x as x tends to c, this equal to limit of x tends to c. Now, f of x is x, therefore I have to write x. And remember, whenever direct substitution will not give you indeterminate form, directly can substitute. Therefore, this is c. Now, also, what about f of c? This is also c only. Limit is also c. Value of the function at that point is also c. This implies f is continuous at x equal to c. Continuous at x equal to c. So therefore, this implies f is continuous in R because x is an arbitrary point. So this is the proof. So the first one is constant function. The second one is identity function. Now let me prove you one more result, that is polynomial function. So this is also a very important function. So polynomial function. So polynomial function polynomial function is continuous. Polynomial function is continuous. Now you have to remember the definition of polynomial function. What is polynomial function? So the proof can be like this. You know that f of x is a polynomial means what? We can write f of x equal to a0 plus a1x plus a2x square, etc. This is the definition of polynomial function, general expression n. What is the condition? N should be a natural number, or n should be 0 also possible. N should be natural, because here a0 I have taken, there is no need to include 0 also. You can start from 1 only. So this is first thing. Second one is x belongs to R. Of course, it is the domain. And you know that a0, a1, etc., an are constants. So this is the condition. Now what I have to show is same method. I have to take let x equal to c be any point in the domain. Now what I do is I will show that it is continuous at x equal to c as before. Since it is arbitrary point, it is continuous everywhere. So this is the idea. So now consider limit of f of x as x tends to c. This equal to limit of x tends to c. What is f of x? So I have to put a bracket. Then instead of f of x, I can write this expression. So it is a0, then a1x, then a2x square, etc. Last one an xn. And last year you have studied in the limit, property of limit. if there is a sum like this, you can separately write. Therefore I can write limit x tends to c a naught. I can write a1 is a constant that I can take out. A1 into limit of x tends to uh, c, then x, then plus here also a2 also I can take out. A1 a2, then limit of x tends to c x square, etc., etc. Last one will be an also I can take. An also I can take. Then limit of xn x tends to c. This is the property we have studied last year in limit. So this is a naught. First one is a naught. Second one is a1c, because when x tends to c, x will be c. So plus, substituting directly, a2 c square, etc. What happens? This will be an c power n. Now look here. What is f of x? It is a naught, a1, x, etc. But what did you get here? It is x replaced by c. So this should be f of c, which proves this implies, see, limit of the function is same as value of the function. So this implies f is continuous at x equal to c, because it is same as value of the function. This implies, now what about c? It is an arbitrary point, therefore f is continuous. So this is the proof. So let me conclude what we have done. We have completed three important results. One is constant function is continuous. Second one is polynomial function is continuous, and identity function is also continuous. Now what is the advantage of these three theorems? See here afterwards, let me just show you. I have worked out a few questions to make you understand how to prove, how to discuss the continuity. Suppose there is a question like this now. Say f of x equal to, say, x plus 2, x more than 0, and x or you can say 2 minus x, x less than or equal to 0. Let us say any function. Now discuss the continuity of this function means I have to take x more than 0 this function. It is a polynomial function, continuous. Directly you can write. No need to test it. X less than 0, it is 2 minus x. Once again polynomial function, continuous. Only at x equal to 0 where the function changes, I have to test using left limit and right limit. So this is the advantage of this function. Suppose somebody asks you now whether this function is continuous, x cube plus x minus 1. Immediately we can say yes, it is continuous because it is a polynomial function, because that is a theorem. So this is the advantage of these three theorems. In the next class, what we do is, let us study the algebra of continuity. So there is algebra of continuity means what about the sum of two continuous functions, whether they are continuous, product, similarly difference, similarly quotient. So those things we shall study. That actually completes the concept of continuity. Then we have to take the examples on continuity. So this is the first part of your differential calculus. Of course, limit and continuity is a separate concept, but it is the foundation for differential calculus. So that is included or merged with the chapter. Then we have to go to differentiation. Once again, it is continuation of last year's. So if you have subscribed my channel, I am very happy. Please share with your friends also. If not, please subscribe first and watch all the lessons. As I told you, in all the chapters, I am going in a sequential order. If you want to understand this lesson, the first lesson is a must. And if you want to understand the next lesson, first two lessons you have to watch. Therefore, please watch all the lessons and then go to the next one. And as before, in the main lesson, I will be taking only concepts and building the concept and making, I am trying to clarify the idea. Supplementary lesson, of course, I will take more questions from the exercise and we shall solve. So let us meet in the next lesson. Till then, bye, take care.